And I know she's under the weather right now, but I do appreciate her being a trooper. Calling in tonight. Gina Zavalis is with me.
Hello.
How's it going? How are you?
I am feeling a little bit better. How are you?
I feel,
I heard you caught that on Facebook that I'm feeling a little bit under the
yes,
weather. You are right. I am
yes.
just getting over the flu, but I'm very, very happy to be here tonight with you guys, chilling.
You know, Gina, I would have completely understand if you just emailed me. It's like, this flu is driving me nuts. We're going to have to do this some other time. I would have totally understand. And yet here you are going through this anyway. So,
No way.
you know.
No way. I'm here. I'm all set up with my water and my tea and my tissues and my Ricola cough drops. You know, Ricola. You can't say Ricola without singing that, right?
Yes, that is
You
true.
can't. It's an excellent jingle.
Hey, I mean,
I am here. There was no way I was canceling. So if I have to excuse myself, if I have to cough, you guys know why. That's why I'm a little nasally sounding right now. So anyway, enough about that. Who wants to talk about that stuff?
you know, but before we get into the questions, just so you know, I've been having my case of the allergies as well. I don't have the flu. It's just been more of a nasal congestion, if you will. So,
Oh, boy.
and
That's not good.
yeah,
I
so,
hope you feel better.
well, I appreciate it. So at least we can go through this together.
We can.
Yes, we can.
Company is always good.
Yes, it is. So, Gina, let's go ahead begin. What got you into becoming a recording artist?
Oh, gosh. A recording artist specifically? Jeez. Um, you know, I've always been singing. There was really no point in my life where I actually said to myself, okay, you're going to be a singer. You know, there was never that point where I said, hey, you know, this is what I really love to do, or this is what I want to be when I grow up, you know, or this is where I fit in, this is where I belong. I just remember singing ever since I was born, kind of. I remember singing ever since I could talk. So ever since I was a child, I always thought of myself as a singer. I never thought of myself as anything else but, actually. And I've always referred to myself as a singer from a very young child. It's just kind of who I am. And I kind of always defined myself that way and only that way, you know, since maybe the age of 2 or 3, from what I can remember. So it was very natural for me. So I started singing very young, and I started singing professionally at a very young age, and I haven't stopped.
And I appreciate that. I first heard of your music courtesy of Laura Madison, Miss Lady Red and Block herself,
Yes, she's
and
fabulous.
and
We love Laura.
she's truly a doll for sure.
She is. She is
And
a wonderful woman.
and I played a couple of your songs a little bit earlier. One is called "Reach for Me," and the other one is called "In Your Eyes." It's off your CD, and it's available through Amazon and some other digital sites.
Hmm.
I enjoyed the songs.
Thank you.
Very very compelling. You have quite the singing voice. I will say that, and you're in New York. What area in New York are you from?
New York City, originally from Brooklyn.
Big Brooklyn, stand up. Let's go, Brooklyn,
Yep, you
stand up.
have a Brooklyn girl on the phone. Look
Yes.
out.
So as I told people when I got on the air, it's a New York type of night because my other guest is from New York as well. So
Nice.
it's all good.
It
Um,
is all good.
so let's talk about this CD. What was it like working on this record and being in the studio, putting these songs together? What was it like working on this album?
It was interesting. It was interesting. It was fun. It was it was amazing. It was everything that I thought it would be and more. I should mention that the CD was recorded in Nashville. And even though I'm in New York, my producer at the time and the producer of this CD is located in Nashville, and he was my co-writer on a couple of the songs. And we co-wrote, long distance. So it was a interesting process. We would just do it, via the computer. We would write back and forth. And when we got things right, the way we wanted them, we would just, settle it. And I flew down to Nashville, and we had our songs picked out. And I went to his studio, and we just recorded. And it was great. It was fantastic. I mean, it was a great learning experience for me as well. It was the first time that I had been in a studio specifically to record a CD or an album.
Well,
I had been in the studio before to do, like voiceovers and jingles and things like that, but never to actually record an EP, a 5-song CD. And it was great. I wrote In Your Eyes, which is one of the songs that you mentioned earlier, and I wrote that with my producer. And it was just wonderful to see that come to life. Excuse me while I sip on some tea.
No, you're good. You're good. You're all good. And you mentioned jingles, and me. I've been doing radio for like 9 years now, and I've always wanted a jingle on the show for this particular show. And I guess once you feel better, I would love to have you do the first ever Chilling with Jeffrey Kennedy jingle one day.
Absolutely, you got it.
Yeah, so
I would love to do that. I think that would be so cool.
It could be a cappella, it could be through instrumental, whatever works for you. You're the singer. I'm just,
Do you write music?
Nah.
Okay, so it's all up to me.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
You have complete control of how you want the jingle to be put out. So
that's fantastic. You got it. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So.
All right. You got a deal.
All right. Awesome. As far as musical influences, who do you consider your influences musically, whether it's indie or mainstream? Who are your influences?
I have a lot of influences, but I separate them in 2 categories, and I'll tell you why. I started my career in the theater, in musical theater, early on. And so early on, my vocal influences were theater people and legitimate singers, such as Judy Garland and Patti LuPone, Bernadette Peters, Elaine Page, people like that. Julie Andrews, like real classic Broadway singers. I can go on and list, probably 100 of them. And then as I got older, and I started listening to, of course, mainstream, which I always listened to, and certain vocalists started to, influence me as well. Barbra Streisand influenced me as a child, but she continued to influence me throughout my entire life and still does to this day. Celine Dion has been a huge influence on me. Whitney Houston, Lara Fabian, so many, so many. I mean, even opera singers. My training is based in opera and in musical theater. So, opera singers like Cecilia Bartoli, huge influence. Even Pavarotti, huge influence. So, these are the people that keep me going. I kind of listen to everyone, and I always get something from everybody. You know what I mean? There's always something to learn from what everyone's doing, and I just think it's great. But the main influencers are the people that I mentioned to you earlier. Even people like Sarah Brightman. Yeah. I mean, really, really influenced me a lot, big time.
I want to go through some of your accomplishments in your music career. You were Music Connections Mag Hot 100 Unsigned Artists and Bands in 2012. You
Yes.
was also iHeartRadio's Artist to Watch, New Discover and Uncover Artists. You definitely have had quite the career musically. You bring up the theater background that you have, and I definitely can hear that through this album that you put out, and just how strong your singing voice is. And I like it. I truly enjoy the album overall.
Thank you.
And I salute you for your contributions musically. It definitely could be a lot of ups and downs as it pertains to being a local artist performing in venues. I support indie music. I support local music in my area in Kentucky, and I'm friends with a lot of those people that got a job on the side and still manage to do music shows and stuff. So people like you, I appreciate for sure.
Thank you. We need more of you. We need to clone you. Millions more of you.
Well, I truly appreciate that. One of these days, I don't know, maybe I have to come. I've been to New York before.
You have?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I definitely I like it's New York, New York. You can make it there. You can make it anywhere. That's the same.
This is true.
And
I've always believed that.
The last time I was at New York was when the blackout happened. My
Oh gosh.
Yeah, my entire family, my mom, my dad, my two sisters were there. We was probably there for a good 3-4 days or whatever, and the blackout was on the last full day before we was on our way home. But I enjoyed.
Oh, no.
I enjoyed. So we was at one of those red buses or whatever when the blackout came about in New York. Times Square is known for its traffic, etc. And they got even more traffic when the electricity went out completely. And then we had to walk like 20 blocks just to get to our hotel, like all of us. And then we got there at least before it got dark, thank the good Lord. And then come tomorrow, and then the following morning, as soon as the electricity went back on, we packed our stuff and just got out of there real quick. But overall, I love New York City. I love New York City. It's quite the city.
It is my favorite.
Yes.
I'm partial, but it is my favorite.
So as far as how would you best describe the local music scene in New York, considering you live there and all?
We've got everything here. You've got, if you want to see the opera, we have the Met. I mean, we literally have the best of everything here. We've got Broadway, we've got off-Broadway, which is amazing. There's things going on off-Broadway that are a lot of times, in my opinion, better than what's going on Broadway. We have so many legendary clubs here where you can see a lot of independent musicians and singers and bands that are just incredible. They'll knock your socks off. Same thing with with the jazz clubs. You don't necessarily have to go to a huge venue, like let's say Madison Square Garden, right? That's the big famous venue. You don't necessarily have to go there to see a huge mainstream act. You can just go to these smaller clubs that are also well known in New York and catch a band, an indie band, and be closer to them and have a more intimate performance, and you'll still get blown away. If that's what you want, and if you want that big mainstream stadium type thing, it's also great. You can go to the Garden, you can go to the Barclays Center, you can go to the Beacon Theater, or, wherever. We've got classical here, of course, at the Met or at Carnegie Hall. Everything is here. So you've got, world-class vocalists coming in and out to your corner bar, where you have your, just local singer-songwriter nights where you just don't know who's going to get up there, You have no idea. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of being in a city like this. The diversity comes in many shapes and forms, and especially in the arts.
I totally agree with you as it pertains to, it's very important to support local music, and I get it. People be lost in in the mainstream, and I get it. I'm guilty of that too. But I've been going to local music shows for like 2 years, and I feel like I get a better vibe there than as to go to a quote-unquote mainstream show at a bigger venue or whatever. And, local artists actually talk to their fans, literally and figuratively, and I like the vibe. I like the what the artists bring. I like the energy, and they talking like prior to their songs and stuff like that. And I feel like we can relate to a fan like myself can relate to local artists because this is the passion.
Absolutely, it's a passion. You nailed it. It's a passion, and when you're at that level, you can relate. You can speak to your fans. I always make it a point after my shows to step off the stage and to meet people and greet people. I usually have people there who are, waiting for me or anxious to say hi, which I'm very blessed for. And I do not ever, ever take that for granted. And I always make time for them. And if they want a picture, I take a picture. If they want an autographed CD or if they want to buy a CD or whatever, I always give them that time because, they took time out of their day, out of their night to come see me. And I always want to make sure that I give them an experience that they can relate to and that they could take home with them. Like I just don't want to get up there and sing, but I want to relate something and emote to them. I want to make them feel something good, and on that level you can, like you said, you can do that. I think you can do that on the mainstream level too, absolutely. But it's just, it's apples and oranges. You can't compare because, somebody on that level can't exactly do a meet and greet with, 1 million people after the show and make it a little chaotic.
That is absolutely true. So as far as your performance side of things, like, do you have any upcoming shows, venues, etc. that you'd like to let people know about?
Right now, we are booking, and I have some private house parties coming up that are private. But I have those booked, and I do have a couple of charities that have contacted me to sing at their events. And I love when the charities contact me because, I'm always honored to sing at those events, especially when their cause is very close to my heart. So I'm honored and I'm excited, and it's always a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure at these events. And as far as the public events, we're booking them right now. As soon as I get rid of this flu, and I'm up on my feet, literally, then I'll be up on that stage doing my thing again.
Completely understandable. So I just want to put it out there to all the quote-unquote Lexington, Kentucky venues out there. Hint, hint.
Yes, hint, hint. If there are any venues
yes.
in Lexington, Kentucky, if you want me, please let me know. I will come down and do a show. You can get me at info at ginazavalis.com, and let me know you're around. Say hi.
Yes,
please.
Say hi. That will make me happy. If we can get this lovely New York singer-songwriter out here and embrace us with some New York flavor here in Kentucky.
Right.
So,
And if that can make you happy, that'll make me happy.
Yes.
And then we can make a lot of people in Lexington, Kentucky happy. See how that works?
Yes.
Yeah. It's, we can I can spread the joy.
Now, Lexington, we are definitely not as big as New York. I will acknowledge that, but we do have quite the local music scene. We got some incredible venues that I think you would love to perform at. So
Fantastic.
So all you Lexington, Kentucky venues out there, we said what we need to say it. You know what you need to do. Just thought I'd point that out.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and promote your social media links where people can check you out, and where people can also purchase your music as well.
Sure. You can purchase my music on iTunes, Amazon, and practically every other digital outlet that you can find online. You can pretty much find me anywhere. You can contact me for a physical copy of the CD at info@ginazavalis.com, and I'd be happy to get that to you. Social media. Please join me. Say hi. I actually talk back to you if you message me, or if you post a comment, you will actually hear back from me. Twitter, my handle is at Gina Zavalis. Facebook, facebook.com/Gina Zavalis. Instagram, at Gina Zavalis. YouTube is YouTube/Gina Zavalis Official. And what am I missing? Facebook. My official website. Gee, that would be nice. Official website is www.ginazavalis.com. And I think I got all of them. Am I missing anything? Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Reverb Nation, and Reverb Nation. Well, once again, Gina Zavalis. Just look me up.
Or you can just go to ginazavalis.com, and all of her social media and music is right up there. All the links.
That's right.
Everything.
You just read my mind.
Yes. So Gina, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. And again, I want to thank you for being the trooper that you are.
Thank you.
You are enjoying your tea and your cough drops and everything.
Yes.
And please get well soon. And once you get well soon, we could definitely work on that jingle. Whatever I have to pay or whatever, we can work that out.
You got it.
So great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. Continued success. And again, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful Easter, and if you celebrate, and have a wonderful weekend.
You too. You have a good night.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. That was Miss Gina Zavalis.